Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Post Cover Wizard Show. Yeah, my mic's on. We got this popping, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in this week again. This week we're gonna do a book review of one of the books of one of the greatest author, not one of the greatest, the GOAT author. Yeah, take my word. You can take it to the bank any day. The GOAT author, Robert Greene. We're gonna be reviewing part of one of his books today. Obviously, you know Robert Greene. He wrote The 48 Laws of Power. He wrote Mastery. He wrote The Laws of Human Nature. He wrote The Art of Seduction, and he wrote the 33 Strategies of War, and he wrote The Daily Laws, which is the book we're gonna be reviewing today. We're just gonna review part of it. We're not gonna go too in depth because that's gonna take like 12 hours, and I guess more episodes for me. But yeah, this episode today we'll be reviewing The Daily Laws. This book is special because it encapsulates all of his books, all of the books I just mentioned. He literally makes like a devotional type book. Some people might call it demonic. Some people might call what he does demonic. Hey, you take it as it is. You learn about what you want to learn about. You don't really discriminate on information. So sometimes you don't have to agree 100% with authors. Okay, so you could just pick what you want. You know, and just go with the rest. Just pick the parts you understand and pick the parts that you love and just take it as a go. But yeah, today we're gonna be reviewing the Daily Laws. Yeah, it's just a book that encapsulates all of his books. So the 30 Strategies of War, it puts in some information from the Art of Seduction. He puts in information from the 48 Laws of Power. He puts in information from Mastery. So yeah, it's like a condensed version of all these books into one. So that's why I'm reviewing this book because it's crazy, the information in this book, some stuff. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to put a disclaimer in front of this podcast because like some stuff in this book, you might not even agree with, and that's okay. You don't have to agree with everything. I agree with you. Don't have to agree with everything. Robert Greene says you have to. That's actually where the joy is, picking the information. Picking the information you want and picking the information you want. You just pick the information that suits you and the thing that makes you feel the best. So but yeah, he breaks it down into obviously 12 months. There's a reading for each day. I have the audiobook, so I don't have the physical copy. And we're gonna be doing more audiobooks than physical copies, to be honest, because audiobooks are just easier to get and they're easier to translate. I don't want to be reading all the time. So I rather just play it from my phone and have you listen to what Robert Greene says. So he breaks it down to 12 months and there's literally a reading for each day. But for January, it's the topic of January is called Your Life's Task. So this is what we're gonna be focusing on today. We're just gonna do month by month, so we could fit into one episode. Because if I did the whole book today, I would I would talk for like 8 hours, to be honest. So I kind of have to do it slowly. So yeah, um, he talks, for about not he talks, but they read for about 9 minutes. So we're gonna play the reading for January, and we're gonna talk about it. Okay. So yeah, let me get it. Your life's task. Yeah.
Your life's task: planting the seeds for mastery. All of us are born unique. This uniqueness is marked genetically in our DNA. We are a one-time phenomenon in the universe. Our exact genetic makeup has never occurred before, nor will it ever be repeated. For all of us, this uniqueness first expresses itself in childhood through certain primal inclinations. There are forces within us that come from a deeper place than conscious words can express. They draw us to certain experiences and away from others. As these forces move us here or there, they influence the development of our minds in very particular ways. Let us state it in the following way. At your birth, a seed is planted. That seed is your uniqueness. It wants to grow, transform itself, and flower to its full potential. It has a natural, assertive energy to it. Your life's task is to bring that seed to flower, to express your uniqueness through your work. You have a destiny to fulfill. The stronger you feel and maintain it, as a force, a voice, or in whatever form, the greater your chance for fulfilling this life's task and achieving mastery. The month of January is all about discovering and developing your life's task, your purpose, what you were put here to do.
I had known from a very young age, perhaps the age of 8, that I wanted to become a writer. I had a tremendous love of books and of words. I thought at first, when I was young, that I would be a novelist. But after graduating university, I had to make a living, and I realized being a novelist was too impractical. And so, living in New York, I drifted into journalism as a way to at least make a living. Then one day, after several years of working as a writer and editor, I was having lunch with a man who had just edited an article I had written for a magazine. After downing his third martini, he finally admitted to me why he had asked me to lunch. "You should seriously consider a different career," he told me. "You are not writer material. Your work is too undisciplined. Your style is too bizarre. Your ideas, they're just not relatable to the average reader. Go to law school, Robert. Go to business school. Spare yourself the pain." At first, these words were like a punch in the stomach. But in the months to come, I realized something about myself. I'd entered a career that didn't suit me, and my work reflected this incompatibility. I had to get out of journalism. This realization initiated a period of wandering in my life. I traveled all across Europe. I worked every conceivable job. I did construction work in Greece, taught English in Barcelona, worked as a hotel receptionist in Paris, and a tour guide in Dublin, served as a trainee for an English company making television documentaries. I tried writing novels and plays. I wandered back to Los Angeles, California, where I was born and raised. I worked in a detective agency, among other odd jobs. I entered the film business, working as an assistant to a director, as a researcher, story developer, and screenwriter. In these long years of wandering, I had totaled some 60 different jobs. By the year 1995, my parents, God bless them, were beginning to get seriously worried about their son. I was 36 years old, and I seemed lost and unable to settle into anything. I too had moments of great doubt and even depression, but I did not really feel lost. Something inside kept pushing and guiding me. I was searching and exploring. I was hungry for experiences, and I was continuously writing. That same year, while in Italy for yet another job, I met a man there named Joost Elferts, a packager and producer of books. One day, while we were walking along the quays of Venice, Joost asked me if I had any ideas for a book. Suddenly, seemingly out of nowhere, an idea just gushed out of me. I told Joost that I was constantly reading books on history, and the stories that I read of Julius Caesar and the Borgias and Louis XIV, these were the exact same stories that I had personally witnessed with my own eyes in all my different jobs, only less bloody. People want power, and they want to disguise this wanting of power. And so they play games. They covertly manipulate and intrigue, all the while presenting a nice, even saintly front. I would expose these games. As I was improvising this pitch to him, which would eventually become my first book, The 48 Laws of Power, I felt something click inside me. I felt this tremendous sense of excitement welling up. It felt natural. It felt like destiny. When I saw that he was excited, I became even more excited. He said that he loved the idea and that he would pay me to live while I wrote half the book, and then he would try to sell it to a publisher, himself being the packager, designer, and producer of it. When I returned home to Los Angeles and began working on the 48 Laws, I knew that this was my one chance in life, my one avenue of escaping all the years of wandering. So I went all in. I put every single ounce of energy I had into it, because either I would make this book a success or I would end up a failure in life. And I poured into this book all the lessons I had learned, all my training as a writer, all the discipline I'd gained from journalism, all the good and bad experiences I had accumulated in my 60 different jobs, all the horrible bosses that I had dealt with. And my pent-up excitement in writing the book could be felt by the reader, and, much to my surprise and beyond anything I'd imagined, the book had tremendous success. Now, looking back on all this some 25 years later, I realized that that thing that was pushing and guiding me, that I mentioned earlier, was a sense of purpose, a sense of destiny. It was like this voice inside of me whispering, "Don't give up, keep trying, keep trying." This voice, which had first appeared to me as a child, was guiding me toward my life's task. It took many years, many experiments, many mistakes and obstacles, but it kept me advancing and oddly hopeful. And now, many books later, I remain dedicated to that task. Like every person, I still need that sense of purpose to guide me, day in and day out. Each book I write has to feel like it's part of that destiny, like it was meant to happen. And this sense of purpose I've had for my whole life, that became so much clearer 25 years ago, is what I believe has guided me through all the hard moments in my life. And I think it could do that for anybody, once you sense it within you, once you search for it. The real lesson here is that it took me a long time to get there, with many twists and turns. And so it can come even later in life, in your 30s or 40s or beyond. But my existence forever changed the moment I embraced my life's task.
January 1st.
Okay, so that was the introduction for January. So yeah, the most interesting thing I took from that was like the fact that he got, he wrote the 48 Laws of Power when he was 36. When he was 35, 36, or 38, I forget. But like he was well into his 30s before he even got an inkling of fame. He was wandering about. He was like trying to figure it out till he was 36. And all that experience culminated to the book 48 Laws of Power. That's insane to me. Because I'm 28 right now and I feel like I figured out my life's task. So I'm lucky. I'm definitely one of the lucky ones. I always wanted to make music. I've been making music since I was like 14. So like just thinking like of your life's task and what you're supposed to do on this earth is just crazy to me because everybody's different, everybody's unique. We could all find our own path in life. We all have a path in life. We just have to keep looking for it no matter what's going on. So and this just goes to show like it's never too late. It's really never too late. You just keep trying, keep trying, and keep trying, and keep trying. Just find your life's task because that's the only thing that will give you true fulfillment. That's the only thing that will make you feel like, yeah, I'm here. That's the only thing that will make you feel alive. That's the only thing that will make you feel like, yes, this is it. So yeah, I'm just super lucky to be able to find this. But yeah, this is about the book review. Okay, I kind of got off track there, but yeah, he's just like saying your life task. You just have to keep going through it. And throughout the month, he goes through like you heard January 1, discover your calling. We could play one of them just to see. You know, it's just like very, very short. You know, it's like 1 minute 28 seconds. It's 1 minute 26 seconds. You know, it's just like a very short. Okay, I'll play January 10th, so you'll see what I'm talking about. And the topic is embrace your weirdness. But here you go.
They're one of a kind. There's never been a Steve Jobs ever before. There's never been a Warren Buffett. There's never been an Albert Einstein. They're unique. They embraced what made them different. Yes, it comes with some pain. With my books, particularly the 48 Laws of Power, you might hate it. You might think it's satanic. But I can guarantee you've never read or seen a book that looks like it. The sections I created, the opening paragraphs, the quotes on the sides, the shapes. The book reflects me and my weirdness. The publisher was frightened by it. They wanted a more conventional book. And I said, no, I know I've never published anything before, but I'm sticking to what I have here. I stuck to what was weird and strange about me. Daily law. Always stick to what makes you weird, odd, strange, different. That's your source of power. Podcast interview, Curious with Josh Peck, December 4th, 2018.
Embrace your weirdness. That is a very interesting one because I feel like I've embraced my weirdness. I've embraced what makes me different. I couldn't care less what people think about me. I could just, I could do this for days. And I've been through so much. I could tell you, like, I've heard the doubt, I've heard the worst of the worst. People have called me out. I know people still even call me out, like, you can't do this, you don't believe, but nah. The more I polarize myself from these people, the better I feel, to be honest. So yeah, this book, I tell you, yo, it's very special. Yeah, but this is the episode, yo. That's literally it. I just wanted to go through the first month of the year, and we'll keep going. I'll come back for the second month, the third month, the fourth month, but obviously I'm not gonna do it like weekly, and but I got surprises for this show for sure. But that was today's episode. I gave you enough information about the book for you to be able to want to go get it. But for yourself, it's literally it's very cheap. You just get it. You could probably find a free version online or something if you're really into it. But yeah, The Daily Laws by Robert Greene. Very, very interesting book, and you could learn a lot from it. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for tuning in. If you're still listening to this point, I really, really appreciate you, for real.